She traded all her life savings for a rusty airplane, but what she built next shocked everyone. When people in the small desert town of Arroyo Flats saw the airplane for the first time, they laughed. It sat at the edge of a forgotten airstrip, its wings scarred by rust, paint peeling like old skin, windows clouded with dust. Weeds grew up through cracks in the concrete beneath it. The plane hadn't flown in nearly 20 years, and yet, one quiet morning, a woman named Evelyn Carter stood in front of it with a cashier's check in her hands, the entire savings of her life. Evelyn was 42, unmarried, no children, and worked 2 jobs, librarian by day, diner waitress by night. She had no inheritance, no safety net. Every dollar she had ever saved, from skipped vacations, second-hand clothes, and endless overtime shifts, went to that rusted aircraft. To everyone watching, it looked like madness. Why would anyone buy that? A mechanic muttered, shaking his head. Even the seller warned her, "Ma'am, this thing's a corpse. It'll never fly again." Evelyn simply smiled and signed the papers, because she wasn't buying it to fly. No one in town knew Evelyn's past. Years earlier, she had been an aerospace engineering student, top of her class. Her professors once said she could design aircraft for NASA. But life intervened. Her father suffered a stroke. Her mother passed away suddenly. Tuition money became hospital bills. Dreams were postponed, then forgotten, except they weren't forgotten by Evelyn. She carried them quietly, like a folded map in her pocket. Every night after her diner shift, she drove to the abandoned airstrip. With a borrowed toolbox, a headlamp, and grease-stained notebooks, she began working on the plane alone. She stripped it down piece by piece, wings removed, engine dismantled, seats ripped out, panels cataloged and labeled. She sold scrap metal to buy replacement parts. She studied blueprints late into the night, relearning equations she hadn't used in 2 decades. Neighbors drove by and shook their heads. Poor woman lost her mind. Midlife crisis. Sad, really. But Evelyn didn't hear them. She heard possibility. Months passed, then a year. The plane no longer looked like an airplane. Inside the hollow fuselage, Evelyn built something no one expected. She reinforced the frame, installed solar panels along the wings, and replaced the cockpit with a custom control module. She wired batteries, sensors, and adaptive software. She coded herself on an old laptop. It wasn't meant to fly. It was meant to think. Evelyn was building a mobile aerial disaster response unit, a self-deploying system that could be airlifted, driven, or positioned in disaster zones where normal aircraft couldn't land. The plane would become a command hub, a shelter, a power source, and a coordination center, all in one. Earthquakes, wildfires, floods, places where help always arrived too late. The breakthrough came during a summer wildfire. A lightning strike ignited the hills west of town. Flames moved fast, cutting off a rural neighborhood. Fire crews couldn't reach them in time. Evelyn watched the emergency broadcast in silence. Then she grabbed her keys. She drove the plane. Yes, drove it, mounted on a reinforced transport chassis, straight toward the smoke. Authorities tried to stop her. "You can't bring junk out there. It's dangerous." But when she activated the system, everything changed. Solar panels unfolded. Antennas rose. Emergency lights activated. The interior powered up like a living thing. Her aircraft became the only operational command center near the fire line. She relayed live data, provided shelter, recharged radios, coordinated evacuations using her adaptive software. By dawn, 37 people had been guided to safety through routes firefighters couldn't see. The news arrived before the flames were even out. Within days, the town that once laughed now gathered at the airstrip in silence. Journalists came. Engineers came. Government officials came. They walked through the plane in disbelief. This shouldn't work, one expert whispered, but it did. Evelyn stood quietly at the back, grease still under her fingernails. When asked why she risked everything, she said only one thing: because broken things still have purpose, if you know how to listen to them. Today, Evelyn's design is no longer just one plane. It's a global model. Old aircraft, retired buses, abandoned structures, reborn as rapid response units around the world. Her system is now taught in engineering schools. Disaster agencies use her designs to reach places once considered unreachable, and that rusted airplane, it still sits at Arroyo Flats, not as junk, but as proof that sometimes, when someone trades everything they have for something everyone else has given up on, they don't lose, they change the world.